What is normal in your country but seems weird to the rest of the world? Being middle class with a property having a 6-foot wall, electric fencing linked to an alarm, automated gate and garage doors, with security clamps over the gate motor to prevent theft of the motor, security gates over every door, burglar bars, and a house alarm system with infrared sensors linked to armed response with a reaction time of under 3 to 4 minutes. Everyone rags on the US for using imperial. But can we talk for a second about how weird we are here in the UK for using both inconsistently? You buy a pint of milk or beer, but a liter of Coke and 25 milliliters of whiskey. People know how many miles to the gallon their cars get, but you buy fuel at pence per liter. You watch the weather forecast and the temperature is in Celsius but the wind speed is in miles per hour. Most people can tell you their weight in kilograms, and their height in feet. And if they can't give you kilograms they can probably give you stone instead, which is even older than pounds, which nobody uses as a unit of measurement, probably because of the confusion between lbs and pound. It's a glorious mess. In my friend's country, Easter is when gangs of boys roam the countryside, pouring water over girls and beating them gently with sticks. The girls then have to thank them for it. I thought that was pretty weird. Edit. She's from Slovakia. Girls on cold spring morning in wet t-shirts? Yes, this still happens. For obvious reasons. The beating, not so much. At least not outside staged anthropology museum shows. Anyway, I hated when my grandpa would sprinkle us on the Easter Monday with some cologne. That smelled horrible. In the spirit of the tradition. Hated it so much. Now, him being gone for years, I look fondly on the memory. The beating still happens. I'm from Czech Republic, which is pretty much the same as Slovakia culture-wise, and the beating, it's more like lightly brushing them, still happens. Especially in a rural area like where I live. Leaving your baby alone outside for their nap, even if it rains or snows. Sparta, Norway, but it's common in all of Scandinavia. That's how we create Vikings. Edit. Yes, this applies to all of the Nordic countries. York, Minnesota, Ireland and Russia according to the comments. Also, Rippenbox. Some dame did it in Chicago and had the cops called on her. This is also the normal thing to do in Denmark. All midday naps are outside in a pram. Same if you are at a cafe. It's quite normal to leave your child outside in their pram, as long as you can see them. Monsieur. Where I lived in Copenhagen, there was a nursery school in the same building. The windows to the room where the children napped were just round portholes without glass. It's considered that important for napping babies to be exposed to the fresh air. There was a great thing to prevent people crawling in or out the windows. This was a modern building from this century. My friend would put her baby into her snowsuit and then place the baby in the fleece-lined monsieur, then a down blanket, a pram cover, and a hat. She'd then wheel the pram outside in the winter with just the baby's eyes and nose sticking out. Greater than my friend would put her baby into her snowsuit and then place the baby in the fleece-lined monsieur, then a down blanket, a pram cover, and a hat. She'd then wheel the pram outside in the winter with just the baby's eyes and nose sticking out. As a 30-some-year-old man, this sounds like a wonderful way to nap. We have matrimonial ads in newspapers and sites to find grooms and brides, which I think don't happen in Western countries, and they find it strange. The ads are mostly published by parents. It's like Tinder supervised by parents. India? *Tindia. In university we thump the tables to applaud our professors, instead of actually applauding, or doing nothing. During my exchange semester everyone not from Germany was looking at me confused why I did this. In my country we don't applaud our professors. At least not in the one I go to. It has only happened once, when the lecture was especially interesting and professionally done. In my experience it's done for guest lecturers. Or at the end of the last lecture of the term monsieur, definitely not at the end of every regular lecture though. A short while ago they stopped selling alcohol after 10 p.m. monsieur. At some stores you couldn't even get non-alcoholic beer. What's weird though is that wine is not considered alcoholic drinks, so you can buy it anytime. Welcome to Moldova. Wow, such gold. Much thanks. In certain US states you can't buy any alcohol in stores after 8 p.m. or on Sundays. Whole restaurants cheering when a plate or glass is smashed. UK. Once was in a Canadian bar restaurant on holiday and a waiter dropped a tray of glasses. The local looked horrified when I was out of my seat screaming, "Way!" Edit. Definitely seems more of a European thing than Canadian and American. Am Canadian would be horrified, haha, being left off of maps. Kiwi? Tasmanians also got the shit end of that stick, at times. This could be a great Hollywood plotline. Something apocalyptic happens and for hundreds of years humanity is in chaos. Then finally someone escapes on a ship and hits New Zealand, which has magically escaped the global chaos, and they're like, WHAA. This place wasn't on our maps. Strangers sitting totally naked skin to skin in a steamy room heated to +80 to +100°C. And us having competitions on who can last the longest in there. I miss Finland. Red heart. Putting cable ties, branches, fake eyes etc. on helmets, buckets and hats in springtime to scare away the birds. Magpies are vicious bastards. Bribing them with fairy bread works sometimes. Putting broken glass bottles on the walls around your house so burglars can't jump it and rob you. I moved to Canada and they don't even have walls around the houses. All of Latin America. Drinking beer before 12 o'clock and seeing it as part of the culture. UK too. No judgment. I was speaking with a Yank and they said that the UK is like an airport. It's somehow socially acceptable to drink at any time of the day. Never thought about it that way. But he's right. I find it weirder to discriminate drinking based on the time of day. For me it's all about what I have to do afterwards. Tax not included in advertised price. Yeah, I find this so weird. The cracks that are just wide enough to be able to see in and out of public restroom stalls. United States. I've heard it's thought of as weird since many other countries enjoy the luxury of privacy. How else would you know if the stall is occupied though? Seriously though, as a European having to visit the US twice a year, pooping in the US is stressful. Edit. Yay. Thank you for gold. It's my first. 99.9% of the time it's fine. And then one time when you are in mid-poop-less with your phone out, you get a weird feeling. So you glance up and see an eye silently peering at you through the crack. Eye contact is made and the eye does not look away. You feel like ages pass, but it's really just a second and you yell out something like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the eye leaves. You jump out of the stall but nobody is around anymore. The eye waits for the next unwary visitor. Degree. Men holding hands in public as a display of friendship is normal in Afghanistan but super weird in the West. Bagged milk. I know it's normal in some places but not here in the UK. Interestingly, businesses must have caught up with it, as every single Costa I've been to has milk in bags. I'm from the USA and my girlfriend is from Singapore. The amount of pumpkin shit we consume practically frightens her. Can confirm your wife is inhaling all the pumpkin things, unsuccessfully helping your dad look for one of his missing thongs and then watching him squeeze into one of your mums so he can go out into the backyard and get the laundry. I'm told the rest of you, incorrectly, call them flip-flops. I was going to say pineapple, beetroot and fried eggs in our hamburgers, but yours is way better. Cheese curds and gravy over fries. Canada isn't real. A magical land covered in Christmas where everyone is nice and syrup literally asterisk falls from the trees asterisk. Like that's a real place. Nobody eats cheese curds, fries and gravy. Don't be poutine, these vicious rumors about lol, calling mixed-race people colorants. I am from South Africa and I am colored, but when I went on holiday in Spain, colored is a derogatory term, but in South Africa it's completely normal. Marrying someone without knowing them and only seeing their face once the marriage is agreed on. Eating with our hands. In 1969, the same year the man landed on the moon, Miss Gloria Diaz coveted the Philippines' first Miss Universe crown. During the preliminary Q&A, she was asked, "Is it true that you Filipinos use your hand when you eat?" To which she replied, "Why do you use your feet?" and went her way to winning the crown. Edit. Removed misleading link. Edit 2. Shout out to Indian commenters who eat with their hands. 2. And people from other Southeast Asian countries and the Middle East. This isn't limited to the Philippines. People, especially those of Indian descent, eat with their hands in Malaysia. And it's also extremely common in Saudi Arabia as well. Washing your butthole after taking a crap. Ciao concitadino italico. I'm trying to bring this worldwide. Our wildlife is not trying to kill us. Edit. Magpies accepted. I'm fairly sure geese are at the very least plotting. Vegemite. Lambda. In my country you bike everywhere. Cars aren't used much. For longer distances you mostly use train and public transport. Also being 6 foot is normal. Our username checks out. Yeah, your capital city has more bikes than people living there, like WTF. The bikes tolerate the humans because they keep the water outside of the country. One day though, there'll be a rise of the bicycles. Having a garbage can in the bathroom for used toilet paper. That's actually really common in a lot of countries. A lot of sewer systems can't handle toilet paper. Greece. Maybe Brazil. We also do have that here. But after a while living overseas I just can't use it anymore. And think it's disgusting the smell it sets all over the bathroom every time you open it. Calling them all chips. Not crisps, hot chips or anything else. Just chips. Except you wedges, you can have a different name. Edit. Sometimes at Macca's or Hungry Jack's and other fast food places call them fries, but fuck of fast food, they're chips. Golden Gate time. Okay, you're going to have to explain. It is an ice cream in Australia, called Golden Gate time, as in Golden Happy Time. It is pretty delish. Sprinkles on buttered bread, is made by fairies and is perfect for kids' parties. And anything negative said about said treat is sacrilegious. Hagelslag is still my favorite childhood school vacation memory. Till the Netherlands and Australia share a delicious treat. Bears on motorcycles driving on roads. Drinking vodka and playing balalaikas. Ha ha ha. Gotcha. What I said was untrue. Russia doesn't have roads. Legal drinking age of beer and wine is 16. Hey, I'm visiting Germany and found that out a few days ago. I wonder what happens if I get drunk in Germany, and still drunk when I land. What would happen to me? Edit. Not attempting to try this at all, just curious. The whole plane would shake their heads in disappointment of their youth, I am sure. Calling a traffic light a robot. South Africa? I moved to Namibia from Canada years ago and people kept saying, just head to the top of the hill and turn left at the robots. It took me about 3 months to stop looking for weird robot signs or statues. 'Cause that's what I figured they were getting at. Cunt is a term of endearment. Context dependent. Context. Putting chips in our burgers. Edit. I'm referring to the British version. Fries in America but fatter. Which kind of chips? It's a moot question really, because I've eaten both crisps and chips in a burger before. Pregnancy is a wild beast. Edit. I should specify I meant both at the same time. I wanted as much crunch and potato as possible with that sweet cheesy meatiness. Computer chips. They add a pleasant bite. 01001011011010100100011111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111111 I know it isn't the same, but we are occasionally known to line up French fries in our burgers here too. Thank you for watching.